That was a fantastic chicken dish that you might have seen before. Now go make it at home. But presently, our Wine Geek Food Freaks in-house. Patrick Laguenz.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thanks.
I'm glad to be here.
So happy to have you.
Thanks.
So something we love to do on the show is find out how you got to Telluride.
Well, the first time I came to Telluride, I've been here 10 years. The first time I came here, I was 21 years old, and I was in Gunnison, Colorado, and a friend of mine said, hey, there's this thing called the Bluegrass Festival in Telluride, Colorado.
Small festival.
Do you want to go? And I said, sure. I remember Bruce Hornsby was the headliner, and so we got here, and we had a good time that first night, and everybody kept talking about this thing called the Bear Creek Falls. Bear Creek Falls, Bear Creek Falls. So, as happens at bluegrass festivals when you're 21 years old, we woke up and we imbibed in
Did some things.
And we hike Bear Creek Falls. And when we get up there, we sit on the rock where the water goes around both sides for about 7 hours. And we're bleeding all over. I mean, we are cut up, bleeding everywhere. And people who look like my parents, like shirts tucked into their shorts, are walking up and taking photos. And we're like, how in the heck did these people get up here? We couldn't believe it. We had no idea there was a path or a road. We hiked up the river. Now, I run that thing all the time now, and I look over the edge. I'm so happy I'm
Just
not
remembering
dead.
how that
I'm
went.
not dead. So, about 10 years ago, I sold some restaurants, and I was looking for a place, that I wanted to, live for a long time and have, raise a family. And Telluride came up on the list. I was actually looking for a restaurant for sale, and at the bottom of the search page, it said Peaks Resort and Spa, looking for a director of food and beverage. So I'd worked for myself for about 20 years, and I woke up, had a coffee, and I wrote my first resume. And I sent it off, and the next day I was on a plane, and I landed here, and they paid me some extra money not to leave. I was buying $15, $20 socks at the Toggery ever since.
That's fantastic.
So I'm happy to be here, that's for sure. I love it.
Started at the Peaks and have come a very long way since then.
Yep.
Working on your own projects right now. Can you tell us a bit about what has happened since?
Sure. So I came here for the Peaks. I always owned restaurants, and I always had this business called Wine Geek Food Freak. It's a private chef company. So I resurrected that, and so I fly around the country. So I'll fly on Friday, cook on Saturday, and come home on Sunday. And it's normally 5-course wine pairing dinners with poetry. Mm-hmm. It's kind of my shtick. And it's super fun. It's working very well, and it affords me to be able to live here and enjoy outdoors and whatnot. At the same time, I met a great friend of mine, Josh Klein, and Melissa Klein. We call her Mama P, for those of you who know who she is. And they're New Orleanians like myself, and we became good friends. And they wanted to start a little pop-up restaurant called Sidework, which I became a part of. And now we're in our 5th 3-month season. So we're open 5 days a week, 3 months in the winter, 3 months in the summer. It's a brand new menu, brand new artwork every time. So it's like a 3-month-long pop-up, basically. It's super good. We're super proud of it. We're having a super great time.
Yes.
And then, of course, I do Telluride TV, the cooking show, which I very much enjoy.
As we do.
And I'm trying not to smile, but I can't help myself. So anyway, I love Telluride. I have little kids, and they're little bomber skiers, and I can't even keep up with them. They look back at me. Like,
that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so I love Telluride. I feel like, we went on a vacation not too long ago, and when we came back, we were pulling it in down valley, and we were pulling into town, and you can see the Box Canyon, and I felt for the first time, I was like, man, I'm coming home.
Yeah.
So that's a good feeling to have.
That's a really good feeling to have.
Telluride I always say Telluride, it's not an easy place to get to necessarily. Mm-hmm. So everyone that's here, yourself, myself, visitors, everyone's here on purpose. And that's like a real intentional kind of community. And for me, that's super important in my life, to be around those types of communities and people. So I'm super stoked.
Yeah, it definitely unites the community in that way. And I know everybody's been raving about Sidework for as many months as it's been running, which is fantastic.
Super fun. We're super passionate about what we do, and the menu changes every single day. So we're having a good time.
That's fantastic. So tell me your favorite dish you make as our final question of the interview.
Well, one of my favorites of all time is actually the pollo alla pulcinella that you just saw on Telluride TV. It was, I'm a big history kind of person, and I certainly tradition, and then I pay a lot of homage to people I've learned from. So we always stand on the shoulders of others. And Antonio Rache, I'm about to cry because it means a lot to me, taught me that dish, and so it's probably my favorite thing.
Yeah, one that'll stick with you for a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you so much for coming in.
My
Definitely
pleasure.
go check out Sidework and book Patrick to cook for you in your home.
Wine Geek Food Freak.
And also, tune in every single week for a new episode of Wine Geek Food Freak, or you can find his videos on YouTube or Facebook anytime you want. Learn some new dishes for your recipe book. But for now, we're heading over to Yoga with Barbara for a calming breath exercise.